2NURFM News. For our sponsor, Tile Warehouse Warners Bay, the large floor tile specialists.
It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Jacinta Lee with 2NURFM Hunter News. There's growing concern the Hunter's shipbuilding industry is in decline after the budget failed to invest in manufacturing jobs in the region. In recent weeks, 130 shipbuilding jobs have been cut from Four Jacks in Newcastle and another 100 jobs lost at Base Systems in Williamtown. Assistant National Secretary of the Australian Manufacturing Workers Union, Glenn Thompson, says there are calls for the government to commit to securing jobs in the Hunter.
We've been calling on the government for some 2 years now, our members across the Hunter, to bring forward a work, mainly being the option under the 2013 White Paper for a fourth warfare destroyer, and to fast-track the Pacific Patrol Boat tender to allow work to flow into the system to secure jobs for the long term.
The tobacco industry is threatening to launch super cheap cigarettes costing just $9 a pack. It comes in response to a growing black market, which health officials claim they are powerless to seize. Despite the emerging problem, the health department's powers extend only to photographing and taking samples of illegal tobacco. Shane Connell from Hunter Cancer Council says despite the growing black market, the dangers of smoking are beginning to hit home.
Lung cancer is still the deadliest cancer in Australia, and it's in our top 5 in terms of diagnosis. But mortality and survival rates are still quite high. It's one of those ones now that we've got really high awareness of the impact of tobacco and lung cancer, cancer of the head, neck, and throat, and esophagus and all those kind of things.
Stormwater has hit the former Newcastle Post Office, with reports showing how a steady inflow of water has infiltrated the building from top to bottom. Owners of the building, the Awabakal Local Aboriginal Land Council, have said they can't afford to repair the building, but insisted that selling it remained a last resort. The old post office was sold by the federal government in 2002, bought from a Sydney developer in 2010, and handed to the Awabakal in January after a land claim. It's taken almost 2 years and $45 million, but motorists are today enjoying completion of the next stage in the duplication of Nelson Bay Road between Anna Bay and Bob's Farm. Roads Minister Duncan Gay officially opened the new 4.2-kilometre stretch of dual carriageway this morning. Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, says it will help improve safety on the busy road.
There's been a number of fatalities. There's been many serious crashes. All the road safety work should hopefully improve that. And there's more to come. The Minister made the remark that there's over $60 million more of work to come, subject to the sale of the poles and wires. So there's a little bit of work there to do yet. But if all that continues under the present government, we should see more improvements along Nelson Bay Road.
Plans for the long-awaited Morisset Police Station have been lodged with Lake Macquarie Council. The upgraded station was promised in 2013 but was scrapped when the Belmont Police Headquarters blew its budget. The new station will bring with it a transport police unit, adding 19 new officers to Morisset's ranks. Work is halfway done on the Singleton Town Centre revamp, with the second stage getting underway tonight. The project began in January and is due for completion within the next 2 months. Singleton Mayor John Martin says they are hoping to minimise disruptions in the area during construction.
The roadworks, I know, are disruptive for small business people and disruptive to traffic, but being done in sections is the best way possible to be able to reduce the impact, and we're getting along nicely with it.
In finance, the All Ords is down 34.6 points at 56.95, and $1 Australian is buying 80.17 US cents.
Sport for our sponsor, NewcastleCheapestCars.com.au.
The Newcastle Knights have scored 4 tries on their way to defeating the West Tigers 22-12 last night. While much of the praise went to the Knights' defence, Coach Rick Stone was mindful of Tyrone Roberts' performance at halfback.
I thought his kicking game, he controlled where Tedesco got the ball pretty well for most of the match. He's a dangerous player, Tedesco, and he gave us a couple of repeat sets there at important stages to lead sort of tries and probably put the kick up for BJ's tries.
In local rugby league, Cessnock have overcome a series of injuries to dominate South Newcastle 32-6. The 26-point victory has kept them in third spot on the ladder behind the undefeated Lakes United and second place Wests. And in Newcastle baseball, Toronto shut out the Boomerangs 10-0, whilst Charlestown scored 7 runs in the 8th inning to win 10-7 over Belmont. That's sport. I'm Annabelle Regan.
2NURFM News Time is 1:05.